The title says it all, ladies and gentlemen. I feel ashamed to own rep sneakers. Well, I actually don't. I have some conflictions about the whole rep sneaker debate, and I'm gonna really unpack them here with you guys today. But let me just, before I dive into the topic of whether or not people should own rep sneakers, let me tell you a little bit of a backstory. The sneaker game is very confusing at times. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. I have experienced some bad situations when it comes to purchasing legit sneakers that honestly have made me turn my back on the whole game sometimes. Everybody has this moral debate, this moral dilemma against replica sneakers. There's so many stories and theories behind whether or not they should be purchased, how it affects the sneaker community, the game, and whether or not you could be considered a real sneakerhead whether you own them or not. Now, my biggest gripe against the current sneaker market is how there are so many bad authenticators and how many reps circulate in the resale market to the point where it's honestly hard to trust the sneakers that you purchase unless they came from the direct seller like Nike or Adidas. You know, I started out buying sneakers off of StockX. That was like my main place to go, there and go, right? I remember a couple of years back, I bought this watch. It was a Dragon Ball Z G-Shock. I bought it from StockX and I accidentally ordered it twice. And I remember the customer service at StockX was so bad. They pretty much told me it was my fault. Don't do this again. If you do this again, we're not canceling the order. And I already had like weird suspicions with StockX customer service, right? Fast forward a couple of months later, a friend at the time bought me some red vermilion foam runners off of StockX. When I received them, the foam runners were peeling. They were very flaky. I questioned whether they were legit or not, but I just kept them because it was StockX. They never get things wrong. They always do it right. Ironically, months later, Nike sues StockX for passing a lot of fakes. And honestly, that scares me. You know what I mean? Not really scares me, but it just makes me very wary of how to purchase sneakers and where to buy them from and who do I trust? Should I just get the fake thing? Should I just go directly to the source of the confusion and the chaos? You know what I'm saying? Because it is so hard to be in the sneaker game and trust what you're purchasing. And I know a lot of people are going to say, try a different app, try something different, go buy things that aren't in high demand. You know what I'm saying? Like, and those are very valid arguments. I do understand that. The way I look at it is just like, dang, man, how does an app that has been around since 2016 get things wrong and they're still out here constantly failing to authenticate sneakers over and over and over again, time and time again? You constantly hear something about StockX, and it makes me question other apps like GOAT and sometimes even eBay. You never know. You know what I mean? Reps have gone so one-to-one. It's so hard with our eyes to really tell what's real and what's fake. By no means is this video here to advocate the purchase of replica sneakers. I really believe that at the end of the day, you should do whatever is best for you with your money. And sometimes like I question whether or not I should be a sneakerhead because I've been sold reps unknowingly. And it's like, dang, man, like now here I am years later, like questioning a lot of the sneakers I purchased, and it's like, should I stop wearing them because they were fake? I bought them under the impression that they were authentic, and then you get to this point where it's like, man, I've been deceived so many times. Well, let me go ahead and just cut out the deception and just do what's best for me. And that's where a lot of people eventually get to. And you know, the other thing too is like, I'm not saying that everyone should go out here and purchase these. By no means am I advertising that, but it's just like sneakers eventually fall apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I were to spend thousands, hundreds of dollars on the real thing, like they're going to degrade over time, regardless of how much I spent on them. And on top of that too, my other thing is, it's just like, okay, if you go out and spend money on the legit thing, you're gonna get called out anyway. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people really get stuck in this fork in this road and this crossroads. But there are also a lot of arguments against reps that are very valid as well. Like, you're stealing from the creator. You know what I'm saying? Like, people go out here and they make these shoes and you're buying a fake item and you're taking money out of their pocket. That's what a lot of people argue. Now, there are nuances to that argument, you know what I'm saying? Because once things get on the resale market, the person who created it gets no benefit from it. But I do understand what they're saying. It's like, what is the solution? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we fix things in the sneaker game to where so people can get what they want for an affordable price and not also have to buy replica sneakers? In my last video, I did say if resellers weren't a thing, a lot of people would still buy reps because people are going to gravitate towards the cheapest option this world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say that you should just buy what you can afford, get what you can afford, right? And although that argument is true, like I'm the type of person, I thrift. I go to thrift stores all the time. Most of my clothes come from Ross, Marshalls, or my local thrift store, the Salvation Army. So for some reason, when it comes to sneakers, it's like there are a lot of cool stuff out there. There's Skechers. I like Skechers. I think Fila's doing a lot of great things. It's just a very confusing place to be in the sneaker game. You know, sometimes you carry guilt for owning things, even though yes, I was sold sneakers, like fake sneakers, under a false impression. You know, it's just hard to get rid of the distrust that currently exists in the community. And I guess I'm publicly getting on camera and saying, like, sometimes I'm confused. I'm generally confused, and I'm not really sure how to feel sometimes. To be honest with y'all, my trust has been broken so many times. I'm going to be real with y'all. Every day on the news, sneaker news, you hear more and more about how people are just getting it wrong. And I think instead of attacking replica sneakers and saying that reps are the problem, we really have to look at the authenticators and the people knowingly reselling reps as the real thing. I've never gone on camera and said that it's okay to do that. I really feel like if you're out here and you're reselling reps as real sneakers, you're really a part of the root problem with the culture, because there's so much distrust, right? Unless you build personal connections with other boutiques and sneaker outlets, you're really not going to have that leverage of trust. And I don't know. I don't know what the honest solution is, because if you trust somebody and they're not getting their sneakers directly from Nike, it's like, what's the pipeline? What's the trust? I don't even get in that whole argument of they come from the same factory or it's the same thing, because we don't know that at the end of the day. All we know is where we bought the sneaker from, right? And can I trust who I got it from? Unfortunately, with all the news out there that talks about how a lot of apps just continually get it wrong, or there's so many Reddit stories of people who bought a sneaker off of one app, resold it on another app, and it doesn't pass on this app. It's like, dang, man, what do I do? Where are the rules of being a sneakerhead at the end of the day? Like, where's the commandments? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, anybody could just come into the game, right? Buy a bunch of sneakers off of XYZ website, resell them to you, and a lot of people don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a lot of skill and knowledge in order to be somebody who has completely authentic shoes. And I see all the time, like, great people, great men and women who have awesome collections, and I truly believe that their sneakers are authentic, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, dang, man, the amount of work, dedication, effort, knowledge, trust that went into that collection, you know, I'm envious sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. You know, so at the end of the day, you really do have to just follow your own moral code and do what's best for you. I'm always gonna say on FitsByFree, free the culture, never buy reps and try to resell them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but outside of that, what you do with your money is your business. And, you know, I look at the situation with certain YouTubers. I'm not trying to put people out, but I'm just gonna speak candidly. I think the reason why Nike started to sue certain people is because they tried to return reps as the real thing, which is very wrong in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You're committing fraud, because even if it were two real Nike shoes, right? If they weren't the same Nike shoes that you purchased from that same Nike store and you returned them, that is fraud, bro. I don't care if they're reps or the real thing. If it's not the same sneaker you purchased and you're going to return it, that's like me taking a PlayStation 5. I know I got a broken one at home. I'm just going to go ahead and switch out the PlayStation 5s and return it to the store. Like, dog, that's messed up, because someone's going to eventually buy that same PlayStation that's broken and they're not going to know what's up, which kind of it effectively makes the whole rep sneaker problem to begin with, man. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. You know what I mean? I know I'm gonna get some comments like, "Yo, you're fake, blase blase, you're this, you're that," and I get it. I can take it. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm saying at the end of the day. Like, I buy what's cheapest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly do believe all the sneakers I buy are real. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may not have the Nike stamp of approval, but guess what? Most of the sneakers that you buy on the third party market don't have that Nike stamp of approval, right? So argue if you will. I'm okay with that. I'm open to debate. All I'm asking, this is a call to action. Can we return the trust to the sneaker game? How can we come together as a community? I need the people who buy reps to come together. I need the people who could resell sneakers to come together. Collectors. I need the people who are OGs in this game, the people who have been doing this for years. We have to come together and come up with some type of solution. There has to be some type of rule book on all of this, because at the end of the day, I think there's so many factions within the sneaker game that people never really come together. Right? You got the people who buy reps pointing at the people who resell. You got the people who've been OG collectors pointing at the Gen Z generation, blaming them for all this and how they're all hype beasts. And it's just a whole like Spider-Man meme of like people pointing at each other. But until the day we come together and just like straight up hold hands and find a solution to the problem, we're all going to be in our own little jaded islands. But at the end of the day, we are all people who enjoy sneakers, who enjoy the culture, and who are trying to advance things no matter what. I don't care if you collect Skechers. I don't care if you have every authentic Travis Scott. I don't care what you do. But at the end of the day, we have to figure out how to fix this, guys. And I'm going to be the guy I get on camera and just say straight up, like, the sneaker game is flawed right now. The sneaker game is truly flawed right now. And I think the biggest problem, in my opinion, is people reselling replica sneakers. If you're selling reps and calling them the real thing, you're a part of the problem. And until we get a better authentication system or some type of system that allows people to just get straight up all their sneakers from the sneakers app, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what needs to be done. You know what I mean? Should sneakers have serial numbers? I mean, should there be some type of website on Nike where you can take the number and type it in and see if it's legit? If that exists, let me know. I have not heard of that. I haven't heard of that at all. But even then, the numbers can still be faked. Even then, things can be deceived and tricked into being something that it's not. So I don't know, guys. I come to you humbly. I come to you confused. I come to you seeking answers. I come to you asking for guidance as well. I'll be honest with y'all. I've never been the type of person to tell people what to do and how to live their life. You know what I mean? I've always been an advocate of do whatever is best for you, as long as you're not harming someone else. And I still stand on that still of do what's best for you. Just don't affect the livelihood of other people. But this is a call to action. We do have to find some type of solution. How can we restore the trust in the sneaker community? I leave you with that. I'm FitsByFree for the culture. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.